How hard is it to buy a house in Buda, Texas right now? We're going to give you all the details today. All right, when you look at Buda's housing market and you go back 3 to 6 months, which is usually what we do when we're appraising properties. So 3 to 6 months ago was into 2020 into beginning of 2021. The average list price in Buda was $337,000. The actual sales price was $340,000. So it was just slightly over. We already had strong demand down there then. We were selling at an average of $160 per square foot. Fast forward to present day. Over the past 30 days in Buda, we've seen the average list price at $360,000, the average sales price at $425,000. So 3 to 6 months ago, homes were selling for just a little over their list price, $3,000 over on average. Now they're at $65,000 over list price on average. That translates to $175 per square foot. Huge change. That's like a 20% change in the ratio of list price to sales price over the past 3 to 6 months. We don't see that slowing down. Momentum is just continuing to push into these areas like Buda, where you can live a little bit less expensively than Austin and still commute in if you have to be in Austin for work. So when you look at the cost of an average 3-bedroom, 2-home, so when you look at the average of an So when you look at the cost of an average 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom home in Buda versus Austin, you're looking at about $100,000 difference. So you're paying, if you're living in Austin, you're paying for the value of the land to be closer in. You may be getting similar home, similar size home in Austin versus Buda for about $100,000 difference. We talked about this a little bit in our video last week, but a lot of times we see buyers when they come in and realize that they're going to have to enter into a bidding war and they want to buy a house, they'll pivot and say, oh, let's try new construction instead, because historically in new construction, you didn't have to enter into a bidding war. You just sign your name on a contract and wait for the house to be built just the way you wanted it to. Not the case anymore. Builders are struggling to keep up with demand. In fact, in some places, builders have a wait list of 80 to 100 people for about 5 or 6 lots. So there's not enough houses, there's not enough lots to keep up with all these people. Speaking of old videos, we made one several months back on our top 5 neighborhoods in Buda. We're going to revisit that quickly to tell you what is going on with each of those neighborhoods in this current insane market that we're living in. Neighborhood number 1 was Elliott Ranch. Right now in all of Elliott Ranch, there is 1 home for sale. It'll probably be under contract by the time we post this video. It's listed at $800,000, which is significantly higher than the average was in there when we first made that video. Neighborhood number 2 on our old video was Leisure Woods. Right now there are 0 homes for sale in Leisure Woods. I'm sorry. I wish there were more because I love selling in Leisure Woods. It's a great neighborhood. I think one reason that those 2 neighborhoods are so low in inventory is because their lot sizes are a lot larger. They tend to attract people with families that want to move in and stay, and there's less turnover in there. And of course, there's so much demand for anything larger than about 1/4 of an acre of land in Buda. So as soon as a home pops up for sale, it's like, what's the expression I'm looking for?
Bam!
Bam! Everyone's there. Neighborhood number 3 we talked about was Hills of Bear Creek. This is built by Milestone. It's right on the border of Manchac, right where the Mopac extension hit 1626. There are 5 homes for sale in Hills of Bear Creek right now. They average about $500,000. That is way more than they did. I don't remember what the stats was then, but maybe early 400s a few months ago, 6 to 8 months ago.
Aren't the taxes really good there?
Yes, the taxes are less than 2% at Hills of Bear Creek because you're not paying city taxes. They've got great amenities. They've got a pool, and it's right by the Mopac extension. So there's a huge. I think the Mopac extension going in there right after that neighborhood was built just added tremendous value and drew tons of people to want to buy in there. And of course, that has driven prices up. The 4th neighborhood we talked about before was White Oak Preserve. This is built by MI Homes. It's on 967, kind of between downtown Buda on your way out to what we affectionately refer to as the Nexus of the Universe at 967 and 1627. Awesome neighborhood, kind of on the left when you're heading that direction. It's got these great, huge oaks hence the name, White Oak Preserve. There is one home for sale right now today in White Oak Preserve. It's for sale at $450. Again, it'll probably be under contract by the time this video is published, but hey, maybe there'll be more that go on the market between now and then. All right, and our fifth neighborhood that we talked about was Sunfield. Sunfield is on I-35. When you're heading up, when you're heading north into Austin, it's on the right side, on the east side of 35, and it's the last neighborhood right now in Buda before you get into the Austin city limits. So great demand there too. A lot more homes for sale in Sunfield. They also are still building, but of course you're going to be on a long wait list if you want to build. There are a sprinkling of resales for sale, and they average about $350, but there's a ton of variance in there because there's homes all the way from like 1,200 square feet up to close to 4,000. So wide range. It can serve a lot of different types of people. Another reason Sunfield is an awesome choice. If you're interested in buying in Buda, jump in and do it now before prices get even higher. You're going to pay a lot for it, but it's going to pay off because you're going to see appreciation happening after you get in there. That's going to make your investment really worthwhile, and you'll have a house you love in an area that you love. So that's my key takeaway for today. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and we will see you next time.